we're halfway through this bungalow, a 100-year-old bungalow, bringing it back to life from inside to outside, trash to treasure, whatever you want to call it. But today we're having gas here, and what I mean is we're getting gas put in. So we're going to check and see what the gas guys are having to do to get gas to this house. There was probably gas here 100 years ago, but it was no longer here, and we needed to get it put back on property so they could do their fireplace, their water heater. All those things are going to be powered by gas. That's why we had to bring it in. Also on the docket here, we're going to start pressure washing. Oh yeah, we get to talk to Homeowner today, go over like a progress walk and talk to actually say, hey, this is what's going to get done. We already know that there's a tenant coming in here. We want to have things buttoned up to a certain point so they can get their tenant in here and start rocking and rolling, getting rental in. As you can see behind me, Mr. Pressure Washer is here. He's going to start taking off some of this exterior muck. And believe me, there's 60 years of not cleaning and letting it all fall apart. So a lot of paint's going to be coming off and a lot of dirt. Some of this is like 90% of this is just dirt, and this is what you get. It starts taking your wood apart and degrading the whole house at once. That's the homeowner I was talking about. This is Steve. He's going to be around the house a lot.
Any handles in a vertical position on the cabinets?
No. Well, between these fixtures, this one's like similar to the look in the hall. I mean, different finish, right? But it's like the same kind of thing with the three. Do we have the mirrors? Do we need hardware, like towel things?
We already have that on site for them.
Okay, we do. Okay, I thought we picked that.
It matches the same family of the...
Okay, I just wasn't sure if we had to order that too. Okay, I just want somebody to walk me through the lines.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that, whatever you guys recommend.
Not spending more money.
Yeah, I like the idea of a dark trim.
The only reason we bought the video, Steve. While the contractor watches. This never happens.
Why are we so concerned about this?
Right now we're putting in a natural gas line for their instant water heater system. Right now we're trying to locate where the sewer lateral is coming from the sewer main towards the house on the left-hand side. We're going to be connecting into the gas main that's on the west side of Fitch Street, coming over to the east side of Fitch. Maybe take about 2 hours, 3 hours. Right now I have one guy spotting utilities. Going to be using a directional drill underneath the road to the other side. We're going to get started. The lip of that bucket has to go behind that thing right there. So just push that in. There you go. Okay, right now we're getting ready to directional drill across the road underneath Fitch Street. A little tongue twister right there. This machine is called a 10x15 Premier. It's one of the smaller in the series. It drills underground by using a GPS tracked by a locator and a sonde. The locator is the F2 Plus Falcon. What it does is it sends a signal down into the ground, basically like a bullseye that we can set at certain depth. And on the screen to the drill, it shows that bullseye on that screen. And what he does is he drills to that point. So every time he gets to that point, we move the box further and further and further. And that's how it gets from point A to point B. So the head of the directional drill, it has a bill on the end of it that's kind of cocked at like a 20-degree angle. So depending on which direction we manipulate it in, it can go left, right, up, down, guides it along the way. It usually takes about 2 weeks for somebody to learn how to be able to do that. So I've been drilling for about 20 years. He's new. I just taught him how to drill about 3 months ago, so he's fresh, but he's getting good at it. Once you get drilled out to the other end, you take off the drill head and put on what's called the reamer. The reamer is kind of like a drill head that opens the hole bigger in order to pull the pipe back through. Also, we're going to be pulling back what's called tracer wire. Tracer wire is so that way in the future, if somebody wants to know exactly where that pipe is, they can hook up a locator system and find it in the ground. I'm Trey Berry. If we don't have our necessary locating equipment, we have what's called wit sticks. What they do is, according to myth, that each utility has a certain wavelength that comes off of it. These interrupt that wavelength and you're able to find it. Like you hold it like this, for example. You walk towards the utility, and when it turns, that's when you know you're crossing it.
I know.
Right there. If you look down at the ground, you'll see that's a utility. Every utility you pass while walking, it will show that in the ground. There's another trick that once you find the utility, I'm gonna show you again. Now, once it finds it, once you stomp on the ground, how many ever footsteps until it straightens out, that's how deep it is. So it's about 3.5 foot deep in the ground right there. That's called width stick. Some people trust that, some people don't trust it, because about 90% of the time that's accurate. In this case, it was accurate. When I stomped my foot, it told me that it was 3.5 feet. We dug it up in that hole and it was exactly 3.5 feet deep. You can actually see it right there. Y'all ready? Let's get it in.
We can't wait to see the finished product. We're excited.
45 more days to go, or less.
Fingers crossed.